Hiya, my name's on YouTube is Highflyer18. I'm just in a review of the season 2018. This is my first year back in tippler flying. I used to fly tipplers in the 70s and the 80s, and the guy that used to first introduced me to tipplers is Billy Swindle from Mossley Estate in Bloxwich. And I got the bug ever since then. So it's been a few years since I've flew tipplers, and I decided to get back into it in late 2017. It took a while because of the housing association that I rent from. I had to get permission from them, and it seems nowadays that it's very difficult for people to have pigeons. There's a negative feeling in housing associations about pigeons, and it's totally different from when I used to fly pigeons years ago as a young lad. Anyway, they allowed me to have pigeons, tipplers, with some restrictions. I couldn't have a big shed, and I was only allowed to have 15 pigeons, which is not very many, I must admit, but it's better than nothing. So with that, I purchased a pair of Bowdens and a pair of pilots, and I had a few spare Bowden hens. So really, I was going at this in a small way. From what I understand, that a lot of tippler flyers breed 10, 20, maybe even 30 pairs at each season, and that's due to the BOP situation, the attacks from the hawks and whatnot, the peregrines, which in my day, back in the day, was I never even thought about. Anyway, so this year, my aim was this year was to have at least 3 to 5 settled at young birds to be settled at my loft. And I must admit that I've struggled to settle my pigeons this year. So, but I've got four young birds settled, and I've got one that I'm trying to settle now. With my droppers, I've only got a few droppers because obviously I'm limited to how many pigeons I'm allowed to keep. So, with what I've got now, that is, I have reached, almost reached what my aim was for this season, which was five settled tipplers. 2 of those are pilots, and 3 are Bowdens. I don't know whether the cocks and hens yet. I have yet to find that out, but due to the losses that I've had quite a high loss of spade percentage. I think I bred 17 young birds this season, and I've only managed to hold on to 5 of those. I managed to settle 2 early on, but I could not settle another young bird, so leaving me with just 2 young ones to fly, which I didn't fly because I don't like flying just 2 birds. I like to have the 3 or the 5. So I've come to now near the end of this season. I have got two young birds in the nest, which are going to keep back for stock, my plan next season, I'm already planning for next season, is to breed 2 pairs of pilots and possibly 2 pairs of Bowdens. I'm not sure with the Bowdens at the moment. Definitely 1 pair of Bowdens and 2 pair of pilots, and I may breed an extra pair. We've been limited to how many pigeons I can keep. That's going to make it a bit close and a bit tight to what I can have. The ultimate is to have 2 teams of 5 tipplers, or at least have 2 teams, and splitting them up. Obviously, to cocks and hens is another thing. So, you know, I'm learning. I write down things. I've got things in there that I write down every now and then, every couple of days. If there's something that's happened, something that's good, or something it's wrong that I need to think about, then I write it down, and hopefully I can look back on it, and then only way of learning, I suppose. So I've just done this update just to. I'm a novice, you know. It's the first season. It's been many years since I've flown tipplers, but I do enjoy flying tipplers. I love the way they fly. So I just thought I'd do this, and hope that everybody has a good season. And I'm looking forward to the start of the breeding season again when it starts. So all the best.